Hello, welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. Isoko communities issue quick notice to AGIP. NSCDC restates commitment to fight oil theft, vandalism. Oil theft, Navy arrests 13 impounds vessel. And now, the news in detail. Isoko AGIP Cluster 19 hosts and transit communities Delta State have issued a 14-day ultimatum to the management of Nigerian AGIP Oil Company NAOC to sign a global memorandum of understanding GMOU with them or quit operations in Isoko land. They also told the company to take tangible steps to site a gas turbine in Iri that will be a source of electricity to the affected and impacted communities, warning that they would mobilize and occupy NOAC's facilities in the various communities if this timely ultimatum is not heeded. The communities, in a letter addressed to NOC's manager, stakeholders management and community development division, demanded that the company present the environmental impact assessment EIA report for Iri, Ideheze and Ole communities. The letter, signed by the cluster's chairman, Chief Godi Igorigo, secretary, Reverend Richman Idisi, lamented that the MOU the company had with the various communities under the cluster had expired for several years and were not renewed under the guise of migrating to a GMOU that will be a legal document to regulate the relation between companies and the host and transit communities. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, has said the fire outbreak at his exhibit yard in Rivers State will not deter the Corps from carrying out its responsibilities. He said the development would rather spur the urgency to pursue its mandate with renewed vigor to eliminate the activities of oil thieves and vandals in the state. Speaking while inspecting the Corps exhibit yard in Iriebe, Obio, Akpo local government area of Rivers State, he maintained that NSCDC was the lead agency in safeguarding critical national assets and infrastructure in the country, which includes oil pipelines. The NSCDC boss disclosed that the Corps will not relent in its continuous arrest of those sabotaging the resources of the nation, noting that the mainstay of the nation's wealth was crude oil, and any acts of vandalism, oil bunkering, and illegal dealings in petroleum products would adversely affect the economy. The Nigerian Navy has arrested a vessel named Motor Tanker Harbor Spirit and 13 Nigerians on board conveying a fortified and auctioned crude oil from MV Com 18 with a forged document. This contained in a statement issued by the Director of Information, Naval Headquarters, Commando Adedotsu Ayo Vagwan in Abuja. Ayo Vagwan said both the vessel and the suspects have been handed over to the Forward Operating Base Bonny for further investigation. The arrest came barely 2 days after the arrest of MT Queen of Peace for unauthorized possession of petroleum products without valid documents. It is indicative of the resolve of the Nigerian Navy to rid Nigeria's maritime environment of all infractions and illegalities for legitimate maritime activities to strive towards the economic growth of Nigeria, Ayo Vagwan said. Italian energy major Eni and Algerian national state-owned oil company Sonatrach have made a significant oil and associated gas discovery in the Zemlet LRB concession located in the Burkina North Basin in the Algerian desert. The concession is operated by a joint venture between ENI and Sonatrach, which holds 49 and 51% in the JV respectively. Preliminary estimates of the size of the discovery are around 140 million barrels of oil in place. The exploratory well that led to the discovery has been drilled on the HDLE exploration prospect located about 10 miles from the processing facilities of the Beriba North Field. India's oil imports from the United States will rise by 11% this year, officials said on Saturday, as the severely energy deficient country looks to secure supplies from producers around the world, including the heavily sanctioned Russia. The surge in oil prices following Russia's invasion of Ukraine last month threatens to fan Indian inflation, stretch public finances, and hurt growth just when it was emerging from a pandemic-induced slowdown. New Delhi faces criticism from the West for its long-standing political and security ties with Moscow, with some saying that engaging in business with Russia will help fund its war. India has urged an end to the violence in Ukraine but abstained from voting against Russia. India buys most of its oil from the Middle East, but United States has emerged as the fourth biggest source, and this year supplies will rise substantially, a government official told Reuters. The pro-tem president of the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Professionals of Nigeria, CIFIPN, Dr. Enape Victoria Ayishetu, says forensic investigation is vital to the fight against fraud, corruption, and cybercrime and the restoration of the country's economy. This, Ayishetu said, is in line with the policy thrust of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari-led government, which has zero tolerance for corruption and its associated crimes. She said crime is no longer fought with obsolete and conventional techniques that are still being used in the country. She added that is why, in spite of all efforts of the government to prevent or minimize fraud, corruption, and cybercrime, they seem to be gaining ground on a daily basis, and called on the president to expeditiously sign into law the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Professionals of Nigeria Bill 2021, CIFIPN. Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headlines. Isoko communities issue quick notice to Ajib. NSCDC restates commitments to fight oil theft, vandalism. Oil theft, Navy arrests 13 impounds vessel. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.